Hi everybody! That's Professor Nick from Simpsons, by the way, if you guys know. What's happening, guys? Today I'm gonna create a video and it's called Find Your Brand of Shakti. Okay, this is for the men specifically, or if you're a lesbian you can watch as well, I guess. For the females watching, I guess you could also say you have a brand of Shiva. Okay? Shakti is the feminine component, the feminine divine essence or divine quality that also we all have. As men, we also possess Shakti energy, okay? So we've got to understand what is our brand of a feminine counterpart. If you're looking for a romantic partner, what is the brand of Shakti that is truly going to speak to your soul? Watch this video to find out. Yeah, I'm inspired. I'm inspired. Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today we're talking all about how to find your brand of Shakti. This came from an idea in Primal Sutra that we had in terms of this idea of enlightened dating, okay? We started to understand that dating now in the 21st century is weird and whack. It's like all dating apps and it's all kind of superficial and we're looking at the surface level, you know, we're looking at the surface layer. But a grounded man, a Primal Sutra man knows that it's about the inner beauty too. It's about the nuances, the qualities, the way she flips her hair back, the way that she wears her perfume, you know, and all of those qualities that we usually get annoyed at as men, right? Oh, she's taking too long to get ready. I have some compassion for that, you know? It's like, hey, she wants to look good. For me, for her girlfriends, for the environment, she wants to look good. I understand that. You forgot to put on like the tube of toothpaste correctly, or you squeezed it in the middle instead of from the bottom or something like that, right? Or, oh, you left a little smudge on your plate. I remember my ex-girlfriend, right? She used to be like, oh, you have this tiny little smudge on the plate that you left. As a man, I'm going, what the heck? Like, it's just a tiny smudge, but for her, it's an entire reality. So we don't know what is going on in her own world. And we gotta have some sort of sympathy for this because we don't know what's really going on, okay? Most people in this world, we're scattered, we're lost, looking for some sort of guidance. And you as a man, you've got to be there for her, not just for her, but for yourself, okay? The reality that you're creating, being the leader or the Shiva of your own life, the creator and destroyer of your own life. And you got to understand that you hold responsibility to lead the relationship. So if the power dynamic is switch, or you're leading some kind of weird polarity switch where she's becoming the masculine one, it's taking away that dynamic because you're both in a disempowering role. You see what I'm saying? She's playing the masculine part, but she doesn't really want to play that. She wants to be in her most divine feminine self, and you want to be your most divine masculine self. So it's a disempowering dynamic, right? You both are disempowered, but you both are still attracted and attuned because the polarity is still there. She's taking most of the decisions, she's leading most of the relationships, she's planning all of the trips, she's doing all of these things, right? But it's time for you to step up as a man, and this is why you clicked on this video today. It was a wake-up call for you to start to understand how to find your brand of Shakti. And some of you might be clueless in how do I find that? Where do I start? Well, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm a flow state coach. This is why I teach these things, because they're so valid and valuable. And these are things that have helped me in my own life, my own dating life, my own relationships, my own wealth management, everything. When I first started exploring different feminine archetypes, I was very, very drawn to the maiden archetype, the damsel in distress kind of, in a sense. And that does something for the man, right? It makes you feel like a hero or a boss when she's kind of struggling with something, or she's asking you for help, or you're teaching her something, right? This teacher-student dynamic. I mean, there's something very attractive to that, right? And so I started to explore the maiden archetype. And the more I spoke to my friends about this, they were like, yeah, I get it, man. I get why you're attracted to that energy. It's a soft, feminine, you know, caring, nurturing energy. It's the energy of a young, healthy, fertile adult woman, right? She carries this very sacral chakra type of energy, right? So it's a very sexual, creative type of energy. It's a womb energy as well. So I believe that the maiden energy is connected to the sacral energy. And that, I mean, I've been hyper creative ever since I was a child, you know, so I'm so drawn to that archetype. So first of all, I started exploring these archetypes from there. And then I started to understand, wait, there are more nuances to this. And then I started to explore different mythologies, okay? And Ryan G knows this as well. First and foremost, we started looking at different styles of stories or archetypes that are there, that are mythology. Is she an angel? Is she a fairy? Is she a mermaid? I mean, her vibe, right? Not that she's an actual fairy or an actual mermaid, but her essence, her Shakti, her quality. What is that? Is she an alien? Okay, is she a succubi? Is she a vampire? Is she a huntress? Is she a very sophisticated Nagini? Okay, I don't know. Okay, whatever you feel that her vibe is, and the vibe, according to my mentor, is essentially an attitude. So what is the attitude that she's carrying, and what is the attitude that you have in yourself? You see, I understood there's levels to this. So there's the maiden, and that evolves a little bit into the queen or the motherhood archetype, and then it goes slowly into the goddess. So there's like rungs of the ladder. So I guess the higher self of the maiden would be the goddess. Once she goes into goddess form, you got to understand, man, you got to be a god. Okay, to attract the goddess, you got to be a god. That's just, it makes logical sense. Okay, so what are the godlike qualities that you're going to possess, that you're going to carry within your own space, within your own mannerisms and aura and beingness, and how you behave in the physical world, right? A good example of a goddess archetype is, look up the video Pia Mia, type in Pia Mia HOT, Guam visualizer, okay? You'll find an example of that. She's a very beautiful woman, a great example of a goddess archetype. We naturally ground to music videos such as these because as men at Primal Sutra, we tend to stay away from pornography, and we tend to watch like music videos just to install the Shakti energy from the music video. It's something called natural grounding, invented by Rion Kati, okay? You do this with a Gyan Mudra, which is for downloading spiritual information. So you can just put it on your lap as you're watching this music video. You're going to download spiritual information from the video itself, and you're going to attract that quality or that essence more towards you because it is within you, right? We're all reflections of each other. So if you work on the Shakti quality of goddess archetype and you're watching this goddess archetype in a music video, you're installing those characteristics, and you're going to be calling forth that energy more and more. And you see my character shifting. In every single video, you're seeing me becoming a different version of me. And this is what it takes, man. This is really what it takes. Constant evolution and refinement. Most dating advice that you've gotten is bullshit. It really is. Be yourself. And what if yourself plays Warcraft every day and never goes out and, overeats? What if yourself never wants to even socialize, okay? Then you're done for. Being yourself never really works as good advice. I mean, that was the advice that I had gotten when I first started this journey. But you gotta be the leader of your life, man. You gotta be the Tao, be the way for yourself, but also for her. That doesn't mean to take her away from her mission or whatever. Almost like you gotta join missions energetically and move forward. So if you're a priest in your archetype, you're gonna attract a priestess archetype. You get what I'm saying? So you got to really be aware of what your archetype is if you're going to call in your brand of Shakti. I mean, look at all these erotic novels, right? Are they really looking for men who are, have 401ks, driving fast cars and things like that? Very unlikely. Usually, these characters that they show are like, werewolves, okay? 50 Shades of Grey. Why is that a popular, book in a sense? That, they're these polarizing characters, these maybe more darker characters, maybe more taboo or forbidden topics, right? That's really what goes on in the archetype or the psyche, okay? You want someone that you're in a relationship with to have the same core values as you. To be the rare breed of man, you've got to control your state, okay? Your flow state. That's it. The best advice I could have for you to attract this brand Shakti is to practice being in the attitude or the state of your most optimal self, your most best self. How does that guy behave? And practice emanating that right before you sleep and right after you wake up. This is really what's going to transform your character very quickly, because you're working with the power of the subconscious mind now. If you have this low status, lethargy, weird, like complaining male behavior, bitching all the time about stuff, it's not attractive, man. And it's not a good state to be around. Nobody wants to be around a negative person like that. You got to command your default state of mind. If your default state is lazy and unproductive and, not looking forward to things and very depressed, I mean, would you want to date you? That's the question, right? That's the biggest question you gotta ask yourself. Would you date yourself if you were a woman? If the answer is no, you need to start changing your personality, start changing your identity, start changing your life around. Stop staying stuck in the same place. Enough is enough. Start being unapologetic about who you are and what you want in a woman, what you truly desire. We're afraid of what we truly desire. Some of us, that comes from trauma, not asking for what we want. And a lot of people say, oh, it's not about looks and money, but looks and money help. You know what I mean? Money represents diligence. Good looks represents healthy genes, right? You can pass it on to the offspring. So there's a genetic attraction there, right? But if you're going by this basic generic dating advice of like be yourself, and you're gonna slip into unproductive patterns. I mean, some people, I see them, supplicate, have this weak, needy, simp-like behavior along their girlfriends, right? And so the girlfriend is just dominating and running everything, and the guy is just sitting back. I see this a lot with Bengali guys too. I'm a Bengali guy, I don't carry that frequency with me alive. As you start emanating and being within more of your masculine self, you start optimizing a different quality about you, and that is going to be razor sharp towards a specific archetype. I'm so happy to say that I'm not attracting, controlling, dominant, very, masculine women anymore, because I worked on my own masculinity. I'm getting softer, more feminine women. We're more nurturing, carefree, a little bit more laid back, If she's more motivated than you, if she's waking up in the morning earlier than you, if she's going to the gym and you're not, that's a weird dynamic. She's got to follow your lead, man. You got to wake up earlier than her. You got to start doing things different to her so she can get inspired by that, man. Because her energy is an amplification of your energy. A lot of men, they try and lead with the provider category rather than the lover. The lover is the one that appreciates beauty in what he sees and savor the moment, cherish things, right? And start to go for what he wants, that aspect of I love myself, I love my life, I'm going forward, I'm a lover. I'm a lover of life, I'm a lover of her. That's an archetype, by the way. It does not mean be lover boy, okay? And text her, oh, sweetie pumpkin pie, love of my life. You cannot lead with the provider, because the provider is like you're just showing your resources, and that could be interpreted as insecurity. You're trying to flash your nice car in order to get her. If you have a nice car and you're just driving your nice car and you happen to have someone come up to it, hey, it is what it is, okay? What do women want? We've asked this question for a while. Even Freud said, this mystery in the world is women or whatever, right? But that's Freud, man. You know what I mean? Listen, what she really wants is to feel you. Let me say that again. She wants to feel you. She feels your vibe. If your friend tells you, oh, I'm seeing this really cute girl, what do we say? Oh, what does she look like? But if you ask a group of girls, right? Oh, I met this really awesome guy. He was so confident, so smart. Oh, what does he do? They say. What does he do? And it's not so much your career. It's what you do based on the quality of your character. So if you're a man with, riches and a lot of wealth, or if you have a six-pack, or if you have all of these, superficial standards, you still can't call forth your brand of Shakti, because you don't have that quality of character. Now, quality of character plus looks and wealth, now you have a badass. Now you have someone who's actually, inspiring. You've got to refuse this second-class behavior from people. You've got to have that positive and social state, like I said, and treat other people the same. Get into a social small talk state. I complimented the waiter today. I went to a Chinese restaurant, right? Lifting up my own spirits and my vibe, smiling to people, saying hi, making little jokes with people, staying in a good mood, staying in a good frequency. And as you start doing this more and more and more and more, it's going to be magnetism. And that, I'm not talking about soulmates or whatever, these are all mainstream terms. Conscious relating and stuff like this. You need to create your own framework for relationships. Scrap all of that Hallmark Disney bullshit and start making your own map. She doesn't want a man who's easy to attain. They want to feel like they earned your love. every woman you meet. It's impossible that you're going to be a perfect match with everybody, right? So you want to live in this momentum, right? This unrestricted sociability. I can shoot the shit with a CEO or a janitor, don't matter. Remember, she gets turned on more like a volume knob rather than a light switch. You know, it takes some time that she goes through a vetting process to actually make sure that your genes are suitable for her. And the fact is that, hey, this is a trustworthy guy, that I feel secure and safe around his presence. Okay, he's not being a little bitch all the time. So the biggest two questions you gotta ask yourself: would I date myself? And what do I want? What do I want in a woman? Not what your friends want, not what you learn from all these dating forums and PUAs, not what society wants for you, not what your parents even want for you. Oh, let me find you a nice girl that I can bring over, okay? No, bro. Come on now. You're an adult. What are the traits you want? What are the deal breakers or the red flags that you want to stay away from? What is the level of commitment that you want from her? What are her core values that you'd like for her to have? And don't get so micromanaging and like very specific and picky about this. That's the same as a girl having like a really long checklist of, oh, I want him to have a Ferrari. I want him to live in Beverly Hills. She wants to feel something. She wants to feel something, bro. She wants to feel you. Not logically understand you and make a mechanism out of you. As within, so without. The Shakti in you will call forth the Shakti in her. You're gonna summon her in your life by you just living on your purpose, on your grind, man. And that's it. That's how you find your brand of Shakti. I hope you found value in this. If you want to coach with me one-on-one, shoot me a message. Hey, Bali retreat coming soon. Get at it. Okay, it's gonna go to 2K, the ticket price. It's now $97 online and like $500 in person. Come on now. Okay, come on now. I'm doing you guys a favor with this. This is my first retreat, obviously, abroad. I'm gonna do a lot more. So if you missed this one, there'll always be another one. Let's say you're watching this video, 3 years from now or something. We'll see. Okay? Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get it. Upward spiral game.